At the UNL South Central Ag Lab, there is an ongoing cover crop research that is using wheat stubble as a control in corn. The wheat stubble is mixed with either rye, oats, and/or both to create different cover crop mixtures. We met with Nebraska Extension agronomist Roger Elmore at the Weed Management and Cover Crops Field Day to learn more about this research and how the different cover crop mixes affect corn growth, development, and yield production.
So we're at South Central Ag Lab in South Central Nebraska. We have 640 acres here, mostly irrigated, but we do have a rain-fed or dryland piece, and that's what I'm standing beside here. And typically it's a wheat, our wheat nurseries are here. Dr. Steve Benzinger and his wheat nurseries are right off to my right. There's several hundred, maybe 1,000 different wheat entries there of his advanced lines and varieties. And we had the question of what would happen if we tried to incorporate cover crops into that wheat system. So what we have is a wheat cover crop corn rotation or system here, where we're planting cover crops at 3 different times after the wheat is harvested in August and September, and the third date here was actually October this year. But what happens when you plant the rye, oats, or a combination of rye and oats? And then we also have a control, so 4 treatments, 6 replicates, and in the spring we terminate the cover crops. We measure biomass on the cover crops fall and spring, but we terminate those then and then plant corn in this year it was May 2nd when we planted corn with a starter fertilizer here as well. So that was planted on May 2nd. We terminated the same day. We like to terminate a little earlier, but this year it was the same day. And then we're tracking what happens to the corn in terms of growth and development as well as yield. We've done this now for 3 years.
After tracking what happens to the corn in terms of growth, development, and yield for 3 years, the cover crop mixes with wheat stubble had shown different results among the crop.
Right, so we're planting the corn in behind all 3 of those, the mix and the oats and the rye. But then we also have just the control, which is just wheat stubble itself. So we're looking at those, and what we can see behind us, you probably can in the frame here, but you can see a visual height difference. Behind rye, the corn is about this tall on me, and well, it's actually more like this. And behind just the wheat stubble. So the rye has reduced the growth and slowed down the development on the corn by 1 or 2 stages, and the height difference probably maybe 6 inches at this point. In the other 2 years, there have not been any yield differences at all. But we've always seen these kind of development and growth differences. So what happens between now and harvest is what dictates how the yields are going to pan out.